So, Sonic Racing Crossworlds Switch 2 Edition just came out a few days ago now, and I wanted to see how it stacked up to the other versions of Crossworlds, specifically the Switch 1 version, mainly because the Sonic X Shadow Generation Switch 2 port did not do so well, not only because of the fact that it was just not the greatest port of the game, but also because it was on a game key card, which really sucked, and also they offered no upgrade path if you had already bought the Switch 1 version of the game. So, I wanted to see how the Switch 2 version stacks up to other versions of the game, and on top of that, how good of a port it is in general, and lastly, if Sega isn't being very anti-consumer like the Sonic X Shadow Generation Switch 2 port. So with all that being said, let's get right into it. So, when it comes to performance, Sonic Racing Crossworlds on Switch 2 runs at a stable 60 frames per second, which is an amazing upgrade from the unstable 30 FPS on Switch 1. And, you know, playing games, specifically racing games at 60 FPS, is just always better than playing them at 30. And on top of that, the resolution has bumped up to 1440p docked 1080p handheld, along with the textures being updated significantly, and the game looks so much better than the Switch 1 version. On the Switch 1 version of the game, the textures looked pretty deep fried, if I were to try and describe it, while the Switch 2 version, they look amazing, even on par with the PS5, Xbox Series X, and even the PC versions of the game. Honestly, if you were to compare the two games, you would find pretty minimal differences between the high-end versions and the Switch 2 versions, to the point where that I would just recommend getting the Switch 2 version over every other version, because on top of the game just looking amazing, you also have the portability aspect, so you can take the game with you anywhere, truly making the Switch 2 version of Crossworlds the definitive version of the game. And on top of that, there's not even the anti-consumer practices caveat like the other port, Sonic X Shadow Generations on Switch 2. Because this time, not only is the game going to be on a full cartridge and not a game key card, sadly that's coming out a little bit later, but I think it's worth the wait if it means not coming out on a key card. And on top of that, there is also an upgrade path for people who bought the Switch 1 version. My only problem is that you have to pay for this upgrade path, and, you know, I don't think that there should be paid upgrade packs, you know. Locking performance behind a paywall does kind of suck, even though the Switch 1 version is technically cheaper than the Switch 2 version. I mean, you bought the Switch 1 version, at least make the upgrade path free to those who bought the Switch 1 version before the Switch 2 version came out. But, you know, what are you going to do about it? At least there is an upgrade path, and on top of that, if you buy it now, it's $5 on sale for the next few days. So now's the time to get it, I guess. Still, would have preferred it to be free, but if this is how they're going to do it, this is a huge step up from Sonic X Shadow Generations on Switch 2, and I could not be more pleased with what they have done with this port. So yeah, that's all I had to say. This is kind of like a shorter video, just talking about the Switch 2 edition of Crossworlds. If you want my full thoughts on the game, I made a full review on it already. So, yeah, that's all from me. See you guys later. Peace.